This conference will now be recorded.
Cinderella, what is like issues?
It can be any issues that that can come up while preparing the plan of the
So
project.
how will if it will come up, you are saying, then how will you mention in here? It's not for future issues, it is meaning you're mentioning the issues that right now the project might have. So if it is an upgrade project, existing project, there is um, a set of application that is running. So issues will list out the current issue. So you are taking up the project with the current set of issues.
Okay.
And then like constraints. Pratima, what is constraint and assumptions?
Those are limitations.
Tell me one constraint. So what is constraint and why are we mentioning constraint? What are constraints mean?
Those, I think, the limitations, what are the limitations it's going to happen, right? I guess for this project, which we are going to do or which we are going to write.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sorry.
constraints are like
Yeah.
limitation, within what limitation or within what boundary you are working right now. So those are part of like the constraints. Okay, and what are assumptions?
Like assumptions, like what we are going to, if we are going to do some project or the what we are working, like we are assuming that we are getting these things, these are the things we are getting from the client. So pre-grounded areas.
Yeah, so assumptions meaning there are certain assumptions we are assuming when starting up the project, during the project, in the project. There are certain things we are assuming will be provided or will be worked as it is. So that's like for our assumptions. And what is like risks? Mr. Sri, what is risk and dependencies? Mr. Sri, you there? You there? Yeah. Can you unmute and speak, please? Okay, I don't know why he's not speaking. Sweta?
Mainly the risk is without effective planning and the assignments of work between the coordination of the team members. It may happen.
No. So that's you told very specific one. I mean to say, what does risk mean in a project? And where do we get the risk?
This is the losses of the business has to bear if there's a failure of the project.
No, it does not mean failure of project. Risk meaning it's a risk that something might not work as it is, and something might be of a problem. So like risks are in future. We currently seeing if this will not be resolved in time, then this is going to be an issue. Okay, this is hasn't happened yet, but if not taken care, then it will impact the process and progress of the project. Okay. Project team. What will project team include?
The project team includes the project manager, business analyst, developers, and the testing team and system architect.
Project team will list or like people of all the like roles that the project will have. Right, this will list down all the type of people or roles we will have. So that's like the project team. Okay, the next one is like context diagram. Why do we have context diagram? Why do we have context diagram?
It helps us represent the workflow process of the project.
Yeah, so context diagram is like it's a diagrammatic representations. We are going to learn about diagrams. It's a diagrammatic representation of what is the context, what is the current scenario. Okay, so what is the current scenario of the project that we are representing by the context. Okay, and that's by the context. So next one is like to be process. What is to be process? What is to be process, you guys? So any businesses would have as is and to be process. As is means currently how it is. To be means how we want it to change. Right? In the current stage, there is a stage how it is right now from where we wanted to change to be. Right? So as is and to be processes. So that is like very much required for us to pick up and then like go from there. It's a direction. So from today, what do you have? What do you want it to change? What should be your to be process? Okay. Then functional requirement list. So what is functional requirement list here?
That's the list of how the end product will function. all the technical aspects of it.
Yeah, so it's functional, how that for the product or the problem we have, how do we want like the functionalities to work? Like what are the functionality are we expecting, or are we like proposing the customer, right? So that's like more of the functional requirement list, like as in function what we want. Then we have business rules list. What is that about?
The rules set by the project manager and the business itself. We have to
Where will you
follow it.
collect this route?
I'm sorry.
Where will you get this business rule from?
From
The
client or
business, the client or business.
You are generally telling everything client and business, that's right. But then
Hmm.
how do you collect this business rules? How will you collect? If I put you in a project tomorrow and you need to
Hmm.
collect business rules, so how will you initiate the conversations?
I guess we'll talk to the project manager and they will provide us. Or we can connect with the business itself and ask for their rules and regulations so that we can follow that too.
Okay, so you'll start the conversations with them.
I think so.
But what will you ask? No, just because you have to relate, right? So how will you do
Uh-huh.
this job? You are like just taking training for an example. Tomorrow you go there. So
So
how will you?
we have to find the boss or the
There will
HR
not
and
be,
the,
boss will not be in
uh-huh.
your reach, no question. Do you
Uh,
think bigger companies, boss, CEOs and CFOs will be in your reach?
so are we just gonna find through the internet or their website?
Now,
Hmm.
So this project team, like in the meeting, will decide, like maybe the team will decide what are the rules going to follow.
no, teams will not decide. As an organization, now banks, how a bank works. So bank goes for the federal rules. Healthcare follows HIPAA rules. So you cannot decide yourself that how is it going to work. So what will you do?
So then for which company we are working, then we'll take that
Let's say Bank
rules
of
from the.
America. Next. Tomorrow you join Bank of America. So how will you find business rules?
From their website maybe, or they will provide you when joining the company, they will give you the list of the documents, like what are we are going to follow, all the joining
That
formalities.
will be, yes, they'll
Mhm.
provide you documents for you to be in compliant with the rules. But for this application to work within rules, that is different for an individual person to set rules and how their rules. For an example, you buy a insurance company tell you a rule that as an insurance like customer what you need to do, but how to run an insurance company, the rules might be different than what they have told you as person, right?
Are they rules that you have to follow according to the state or the government for
Yeah,
that
you have
particular
to.
group?
Mhm. There would be part of it like for the state and government. So what else do you do? Give it a try, guys. This is how you'll remember. So you have to first understand who are, there would be every organization, they like the organization there, you will be having a set of people who is more into the rule advisory body. Every organization have their own rule advisory bodies. So there would be people like your attorneys and other roles who will be confirming you what are the business policies, rules, and regulatory within which this application has to work. As a business analyst, you need to figure out that who are those people and get their names, and then like get unschedule or appointment with them, and then check for this application to work what are that the thing that you have to make sure, and clearly borrow some of the rules, and then like put it in a place, get it reviewed from them, that does this all sounds fine, and those you need to pass it to rest of the team members to make them understand that this is the compliance and rule and regulatory within which we have to work.
So we're supposed to find who is the advisory person of the company and talk to them.
Yes,
Okay.
that's your job.
So every company has one advisory.
Yes, there would be somebody who will be into taking care of the rules and checking it for them. Okay, and then like non-functional requirement list. So what do we do for non-functional requirement list? What is
Where this request
non-functional
for
requirement list?
required in the application will be using non-functional requirement document.
Sorry?
Non-functional document is a set of what need to be done, what is needed to be done in a project or application, and what is need to be done. That's called non-functional requirement.
No, what is need to be done is like functional requirement. What is need to be done is not non-functional requirement.
Okay.
What is I told this when I talked about requirement type. The problem is you guys are not remembering, right? So that's my problem. Not first time I'm telling. What is non-functional requirement? I clearly told when I said there is non-functional requirement.
Are the non-functional requirements like your the interface, like how your graphics are and how your display looks and those types of settings that are not technical?
Yes. No. Can you please write down? I don't know how you'll remember. Non-functional means performance, data privacy, data security, and more of scalability requirements.
Can you repeat again the last one?
It's about performance, data privacy, data security, and scalability requirements. Scalability meaning if you have 10,000 customers, now you want to launch the same application to 1 lakh customer. Will your application can take load? You might have seen that like when there is like in the Black Friday, people run offers, like your site crashes because they are not scalable, because they're not able to take that load. Right? So those are non-functional requirements. Information requirement. What is like information requirement? Any additional information that we have to catch up or we have to do to understand it, like more of your informational requirements? Yeah. Then like you have use cases. Tomorrow or like Monday we'll do the use cases. So use cases we prepare to create a generic user case, a specific condition, how a user would behave for that application is like use case. Okay, for a specific condition, how the application would behave is basically the user case. Entity relationship diagram is also we are going to do. Glossary of terms and acronyms is for like where we are specifying what these shortcuts are used for, why are we using those shortcuts, and like why what are the short names stand for. As is process meaning how are we doing this as in process. Entity or like use case table, like we have entity, entity process. And supporting documents is like giving you all the supporting documents. Okay. Now I'm going to give you homework to create a BRD diagram for a project, which is like, can you all open this site in your own laptops? It's called 𝗕𝘂𝗿𝗃𝗃.com. Open this in your system first. Let me know once you are all able to open. And under this, there is a section called Final Year Project. All of you click on it and scroll and read what is there. I'm going to give you to create BRD document for the final year section of this project. Right? So first, like, read it up for a minute. Did you guys open the site?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, now like open finally your project section, scroll, read all the options available in there. You need to create a BRD document for that section. So please spend like 5-10 minutes and then I'll ask what task you need to create.
After we go to this final year project tab, do we click on the final year projects button that's at the bottom?
There is this menu item which is called final year project. Did you click on that?
Yes, and then after that, there's a few different options under our services.
All options you have to check, yes. All option under that page is in your scope. So our services, under this you have our services. Each of the services and all of this, wherever this goes clickable, each of it is in your scope.
Okay.
So ask me your questions today because I'm going to assign you work. So give it like 5 minutes, read, and then like ask me all your questions.
Hi, I'm on the website. What do you want me to do next? Turn.
By 2-3 times I've already told, I want you to read all information under this section. I'm going to assign you to create a BRD document for it. Are you ready with the information to put in the BRD document? All the sections we discussed right now, you need to fill for this final year project, a project under 𝗕𝘂𝗿. So the client name will be 𝗕𝘂𝗿 and your project is final year project. So under that, everything is in your scope to create a BRD document. I want you guys to read and think all the questions. Tomorrow you are going to write that BRD document for this project and send me. So what information do you need?
Okay, so we're not creating a BRD on with this, we're just creating it from the information on the site, right?
Yes.
Okay, are we going to be given a blank template to create that on, or do we have to make our own?
I already have sent the template. The same template you have to modify and use for this.
Okay.
Okay, so for tomorrow's assignment, what question do you have? What can I answer for you? You saw the BRD document. Now this is the requirement. Okay. So can anybody describe what is like objective? What is the objective of the project? Why are we doing this project? What is the objective?
It can be like to help to understand for this final year students,
Yes.
like, and the other one is to make them practically, for the job market, like to find the job.
Yeah. So the objective is to enable final year student of BTech or MTech or any technical graduates and make them really job ready, right? So making them job ready so that like we can work with like the job ready is like something is your objective here. Okay. So what are your assumptions?
Would
What
it be
are the
that
assumptions? Yeah, go ahead.
they are passing their final year in college and are ready for the job market?
So assumption is they are graduates. Assumption is they are coming to do this project with their own system, laptops and everything in place, right? Assumptions are they're spending whatever the duration these projects are going to be, right? So that's like your assumptions. What are the risks? What are the risks?
After the training, like the last final year project, whatever you are going to train in this tech test, they might get the job, they may not get the job also. That might be the risk.
Yeah, risk is one of the risk would be um that like post this training we are anyways enabling them, but they might or might not get job. Okay, that is like post execution of this project. What is like during launching this final year project, what can be the risks? What, as in like if you own this business, so what do you see as a risk? Just think you are owning tech test company now.
Financially, like whatever they're supposed to pay the fee and all, maybe if you are in the like they may not give you that fee what they are supposed to, like if you give the job then only I'll pay you the fee or something like that. Financial risk that can come
Yeah,
under.
there would be financial. So if we classify financial risk would be the candidates might negotiate or might not be willing to pay ahead of this project. One risk. Okay, what are the other risks?
Unsatisfied customers.
That is for any business, but so is that a risk? So we have to be very particular that why they're unsatisfied. If you tell me, okay, why they are unsatisfied, probably we'll look into that area and try to work. But if you generally say unsatisfied customer, every business have unsatisfied customer.
So like trainer may not be what you are supposed to hire, the trainer may not be the the what you are thinking, and academic risk can be that one. The trainer may not be the best one.
Yeah, one of other risk is like maybe the instructor may not deliver as expected training as the final year student wanted. Yes. What else? Okay, you have to think all the risk and write down, okay? Next question is, what do you think as is, current process, and where we want it to be, the future process? As is, to be. As is, what is as is?
The present one, what we are doing now.
Yeah, tell me, what is as is? What will you write under as is?
Would it as is would be their students now, and to be is to be employed?
No, they're not employed by us, right? So they'll be employed by somebody else. So as is, just think if you are running this business, so this is, you are the business owner. So what is your current final year project business? What is right now and where you wanted to take it to? Tell me, what is your current, you think? What is that running? Guys, okay, I'll call the names then. Teresa, what do you think as is?
As is I guess what your current project goals are as is before being employed or before being on the project?
Don't say generic one, very, very specific. Currently in this project, you have BTech projects, you have MTech projects, you have final year for BSc and other graduates and MBA projects. Tell me, what is that you think is the currently running, where you wanted to take, if you are the owner of this business, where you wanted to take it in next 2 years?
Okay, in this case, like we right now we are having only the technology field and the MBA students we are giving the placement, but in future if the business goes well, then we might include the other training as well. In this
Like
scenario,
what?
maybe we can include what can be the other thing. Maybe the electronic engineers also, like who are into the BE, or we can give the training to the
BE we are already
B.
giving. BTech is BE.
Okay,
BTech is
okay.
BE already we have.
Mhm.
What do you think we can in 2 years improve? Yes, please. It is
In,
only like you will get to know only thinking.
in 2 years, they will have completed their project successfully, training. We might hire them in our company as an employee. That will be the goal for the coming 2 years.
Somehow I was not able to hear you clearly.
If they are in 2 years, if the students who have completed their course completely successfully in our training academy, then we may hire them in our own company for the coming projects.
They will have their own company. Did you say that? Can anybody?
Yeah,
No,
we can.
they can have
What
their
we,
own company. So Yeah, so if they think they wanted to be self-employed, probably yes, they can go and create like own their own company. That's fine. But as a business owner of TechTips, where do you want this to go? So now you are offering BTech and MCA projects, MTech projects, final year project, and MBA project. You never asked me, is this an online project or do they have to come to the classroom to do it? Those kind of questions is what you should ask your business. How do you know sufficient information before putting a BRD document? I'm waiting for all your questions. I'm your client. Again, I'm not getting question.
So if our business gets succeed, like in future, we might give the scholarship to the student who are really, good and who are not what you call the financially not that good, and but the technically or the who are very good in education. We might give the scholarship or something like that to grow your business, so that
So you want to provide them scholarships based on like
mm,
anything?
not anything, who are good in the education and who doesn't have that much amount money to pay.
Yeah, so we can, great idea. So you can introduce into your 2B that, okay, scholarship based on merit, not to
Yes.
everyone. Right? Right. So, okay, what else? What are the ideas?
And if it is if it is not online, if you have to go there to take the training, then if you want to, if really you want to grow, then you might have that PG services, or what you call hostel services, for the student who are coming from the other states. You might provide them with, I don't know how feasible it is, but it might be one option. Yeah.
Yeah, that's also a good idea. So I want you guys, see, business analyst is not paid money. You are not getting like $60 an hour, $80 an hour payment just to like type what I'm saying, right? For your like for an example, if I'm your client, you will not get money to type what I'm already saying. Why will I hire you and pay this much money if everything I'm saying only you are typing? I want your brain to work. Okay, so that's what business analyst is paid for. So I gave a problem statement that this business is not running fine, this final year project. Now we have only annually, for an example, 30 people joining. Okay, so is there anything as a business development we can do that we can have from 30 to 500 joinee a year? For that, what is my as is process and what is going to be my to be process? Okay, so you have the business BRD template, the same template I have sent. You have to work on this one, right? Clear out these areas which is not needed. Don't type under it. Clear out, first read, clean that area, only keep the header. Under that, you write in your own sentence. This is what your job is going to be. Okay, this is what you will be paid for. Each of the area, first read what it is asking, it is giving instructions to you, then delete all that and type in your own sentence. You can research BRDs also in Google and online just for reference to read. But this is what I want, like on Monday, a BRD business requirement document created on the final year project for 𝗕𝗂𝗃 from each one of you, and each one of you is going to send me your BRD document attached by email to my inbox, and I'll pick each name and open your document and like tell what we have done right and what we have not done. This is only way you are going to learn. If you do not have time, I don't know how will you manage 8 hours time if you get a job, if you are not putting 1-2 hours now. Okay, if this is everything that I'm asking you, you will do, you will not need project support where you will spend monthly money on it, right? So put your work, go to the website, final year, understand, think if you are the business owner for 𝗕𝗃𝗃s and you have this final year project going on, what you will improve. So what proposals are you giving to your customer? So your scope is only final year project. Out of scope, the rest of the everything on 𝗕𝗃𝗃s website is your out of scope. Okay, your in scope is only final year project. And based on that, create this BRD document and send it to me by Monday before the class time. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, see you guys on Monday then. And all this I need from individual, all of you.
Ma'am, small request.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if everybody agrees, can you please create a WhatsApp group for the members, ma'am, so that we can have any doubt, we can ask one of them and we can clarify each other.
So there is a WhatsApp group. I'll add to that.
Yeah, okay, ma'am.
Okay. I think concerning you, I can add to that. I'll check with their employer and I'll add.
Yeah, fine, thank you.
Thanks.